GingerGM.
Hello, and well, it's a morning. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Typical for a chess player not to know what day it is. It all blends into one in life. And I haven't played any Blitz for a while. My rating has gone over the festive period. So I'm going to play now. Place your bets now, and don't look at the length of the video. I'm going to play until I lose 2 games, and I'm going to try to get to 2,500. It's nice to have a default in the first game. Oh, come on, make a move. Make a move, Mad Cold. And okay, well, while I wait for a move, I'll just tell you about a couple other things that have been going on. For the next couple of days, just over the new year, we thought we'd run a sale on our full collection. So if you go to the description below, you can now get over 100 hours of all the GingerGM collection if you haven't got it already, for the price of about £45, which works out about 50p an hour's tuition, or 50p for an hour and a half's tuition. So that's our full GingerGM collection. He's actually moved back in the game. Right, okay, so I'm going to take the time head start. He should have moved quicker. Let's see how I'm playing today. And, well, he's playing like a hippo setup, which I know quite a lot about, having played this myself, as you've probably seen, a number of occasions and a lot of my life. So I'm going to go for a c5 pawn break. Now, this d5 move that I've played makes a lot of sense because it kills his bishop. So I'm going to, like I say, try and arrange this move. Now, he's going to try to put his knight in there. I'm just going to tuck my bishop back onto the f1 square. And this square is something else I want to go for. So I'm going to now try to maneuver my knight into this weakened square here. And my opponent's playing a lot of sort of typical moves, but I don't think he's really going to get him anywhere. I mean, I know the hippo so well, and this shows a very good plan to play against it, this plan. I'm not going to take that, of course, open up my king. I'm going to play my pawn here, keeping his pieces out. And now my plan is just to get my knight to this square. I don't really see where my opponent's compensation for the pawn is. So remember, if you're playing against the hippo, c4 and d5 seems like a good idea. Now, I'd like to get your feedback still on the sound and the picture quality. I may need to change the picture quality of the green screen. I've put my little news desk behind me, but I don't know. I'm quite a pale-looking chap anyway, you know, being a bit ghost-like. But I don't know, you know, we'll have to. I'd like to get your feedback anyway on the quality of the video, because I want to make it as high as possible. And in the new year, I've got, like I say, I want to start streaming regularly, at least once a week, with Fiona, with Blair, with other people, with myself, play with myself. That sounds a bit worrying, but you get the idea. So you've got lots of new things planned. Okay, but let's win this bloody game. I could have gone c5 there and bishop b5. That would have been very strong. But I'm just playing normal, natural moves. Oh my word, you've got to be bloody mental to play a move like that. Surely that's just illegal, isn't it? You can't do that. Right, well, I'm going to now punish that king for manoeuvring onto an open file. Yeah, you can play your pieces in there. I could take that, but I don't even want to open up any of my kingside. My kingside's quite solid here. I say that and then he checkmates me. So I don't want to do that. Now, am I worried about anything? He's managed to generate a little bit of play. I could just go f3. Does that keep everything super solid? When you're in control of the position, there's no point going into complications as far as I see it. I may have had some other moves there, but the way I'm seeing this is if I just, you know, play solid chess and keep all of his pieces out, I'm going to be winning. So I'm just going to take that one with my queen. Maybe I had something a bit more dynamic. And he's trying everything, isn't he? He's trying absolutely everything. It's all credit for him for persisting here. Maybe I'm playing a little bit wet in this game. Am I playing wet? It would be a first. It would be a first. And he's managing to... Why have I let him generate anything? I'm getting frustrated. That's a good move, trying to get his bishop here. But, okay, it's time to stop playing wet. All this don't give him any chances rubbish. No, we just got to checkmate the guy. I don't really want him to win that pawn because that's an important pawn. Let's keep that solid. He can take here, get a bit complicated. He's gonna. What am I doing, Simon? I'm playing a bit crap, I have to admit, in this game. So let's get the concentration hat back on. That's really opening up things. Now I could go here and just try to keep my grip. Or I say my grip, my perceived grip. But I'm a bit worried about this bishop now. Maybe I'm going to try to eliminate that one. I mean, my opponent. All credit to my opponent. He's done a very good job of messing up a position that should have been quite straightforward for me. And, well, now he's going to push this pawn forwards, isn't he? God, what have I done? Okay, right, enough of this. Let's just go on the attack. Let's go on the offensive. Enough of this defending. We have to go on the attack here. It's what I should have done a long time ago. All this positional rubbish. Let's stop any counterplay. When my opponents mix things up, you know, I'll give him credit to a good level, hasn't he? He's complicated very well. And now why? Oh Jesus, time as well. Okay, let's not try to keep things. Oh bollocks there. Oh no! I'm going to try to hustle on the clock now, of course, which I'm not very good at, but I've got to learn at some point, haven't I? Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow. Come on. My opponent is doing... Oh, bloody hell, Simon. Bloody hell. Let's get a check in, shall we? Jesus. Oh, come on! That was a terrible game to... that was a terrible game to lose. Absolutely terrible. Not a good start. I'd like to say I haven't played... I mean, my Blitz has gone a little bit downhill recently. I think I need to... I mean, that was awful. Too much safety first play. And, you know, I'll give my opponent credit. He messed things up. I'd actually quite like to get a rematch against him. But on to a new player. God, it'd be bad if I lose the first two games. That would be a very short broadcast. I might have to play a couple more then. Okay, well, that was annoying first loss when I should have really... I mean, I let him get far too much play in that game when I really didn't need to. Okay, so let's forget about that now anyway and see if I can improve. Can it get any worse? And what am I planning to do here? Well, here I can normally take and go knight a5. So I just want to develop my pieces as harmonious as I can. He probably should go b5 anyway and get some counterplay like that. I mean, my main idea here is always to swap off these dark square bishops because his bishop on g7 is a very annoying piece. It's a very strong piece. And also, if I can swap off, which is allowing me to do, even now I don't need to because this move has weakened. His bishop's not great anymore, but I will do because his king's always going to be weak later on. And this should be quite a nice position for me. I'm going to go for his king. A little bit pissed off for that last game. Still forget about it, Williams. And I'm going to try to play for this e5 move as I've been trying. So I just want to try to get e5 in at the right moment. Now, can I play it here? Will I lose a pawn? But I do open up some nice files. My queen can come in. I'm going to go for this one now. I think it's worth a pawn but to give myself this square, which he's allowed me into. My opponent does have a counter blow. Knight takes here and rook takes a5. But I'm hoping if he does that, his pieces are going to be quite sidetracked over on the queen side when all my pieces are coming this way. Okay, so what do I do now? Well, I can take here and then go knight to g3. And then I've got f5. Let's do that. So that's a check. Gives me an extra tempo. And I've got this lovely square on c4 for my knight now as well. That's, you know, sometimes you can let your opponent in these positions come forwards on the blah, blah, blah. Let's think. No, let's take that bishop. I'm a bit worried about him getting h-file play, but I should be quick enough, shouldn't I? and I've got h5 myself to block it up. My knights look very good. His knights are very bad. They're very passive here, but he has got this one idea of coming over on this area of the board. Now I could go rook here, but then rook here comes in. h5. Well, this has got to be correct anyway. I mean, let's throw the rook into the most active square. Okay, let's just not think too much. This is where I'm going wrong. It was quite interesting. I was watching a bit of this World Championship Blitz in basically in Saudi Arabia, and something that Magnus Carlsen said really I thought was very interesting. He said that he plays a lot worse blitz when he thinks. So when he plays quickly and naturally, he plays good moves. When he starts to think, things go wrong for him. I mean, I'm no Magnus Carlsen, but I totally understand what he's saying. I think when you're playing blitz, you should normally go for your first instinct. The longer you think, generally, you've got to play naturally. I also have to say my stance on that is it shouldn't have taken place in Saudi Arabia. I know they're trying to improve their situation with this new prince, but historically their human rights has been pretty atrocious. I mean, they're stoning, or they're killing of not allowed to be gay over there, and they're even atheists have been killed over there for being atheists, and I mean it's pretty terrible, and I don't think they should have been there. And I have a lot of respect for Hikaru Nakamura in this situation, and that's I really respect him for putting up a stance and saying he's not going to play it there. I think that's admirable. A bit disappointed that players such as Carlsen are playing, actually. I mean, there's so many strong players there, and I'm not going to say they've sold out, but in a way it feels that way. I mean, shouldn't they be making some stance and not playing there for human rights reasons? I don't know. I mean, clearly I'm not going to be invited back there next year now, am I? So, but it's an interesting one. Okay, I've got to win in. Oh, good. Don't think, Simon. Don't think, play. Don't think, play. Don't think, play. Don't think, play. Okay, so that's good. At least I haven't finished this session on a terrible thing. Okay, so I'm going to play... Well, the hippo worked for my opponent in round 1, and I'm going to give it a go. He's using Harry against me. I always go for this setup with h6 and g5 against this line, when you often get very interesting positions. But I'm probably going to have to try to castle my king queenside here, because it looks far too airy to castle on this area of the board. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm wondering if I should be thinking about trying to get e5 in, but I think I'm going to maneuver my knight with ideas of e5, and maybe even popping over here, which is quite interesting. But my knight could get in trouble over there. So let's go for this square. This is something which should give me a pretty unbalanced position. And now, where do I move my queen? Let's go here, because I'm defending this one. I mean, I'm always worried about knight b5s in this type of position, because if I castle, okay, maybe knight b5 is his best option. Now, I think I should castle queenside. I could have considered castling kingside there, but I've got more protection for my king over here. And now, well, let's get out the rook's way. Maybe I should have gone there in the first place, who knows. The good thing about my position, I am very cramped, but I've got this square here. And this, hopefully, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to build on that, let's be honest, but this square is something. He's got some squares as well. He's got this square, and if I ever move this pawn, his knight pops in here. So I should probably be going for c5 in this kind of position. Now, do I prepare that first? Let's prepare it first, with the idea of trying to open up the c line and prove that his pawns are maybe overextended. And, I mean, a good thing about playing this opening, the hippopotamus, it may look very passive because your pawns are very, restrained. But in actual fact, it's in some ways, a very aggressive opening because you keep all the pieces on the board. You avoid numerous exchanges. I mean, I don't think it's a particularly brilliant opening by any means at all. Let's not lie. But you do keep pieces on the board. You do generally get an interesting position. And I'm now worried about the d6 square. So let's defend that one. So that's the pros of this. If you want to play for a win at all costs, if you're really aiming to take a lot of risks and play for a win, then this is quite a good opening to try. It's also a good way to play for a loss as well, as I'm probably proving here. Okay, well, I'm just going to put my pieces on the squares. Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it? The d6 pawn is... I underestimated how weak this is. Now, let's put my knight back on that square. As long as I keep that square, I should have some compensation here. Some compensation. Okay, now we're entering into an ending, which I think is quite hard to assess. Now, that pawn's annoying, but do I have any tactics? Here takes... No, I don't think so. Well, this is looking, I believe, all right for me. Because, again, this knight's very nice. Got to stop his bishop coming here. That would be most annoying. I say all right for me. I mean, it's no more than just okay. If I bring king c7, a move I'd like to play to push this away, he's got knight b5. So, okay, so he's pushing on. Okay, well, I'm going to try to just grab a pawn. Now that he can't put his bishop on g3, this looks like a good idea. And, yeah, on the other hand, he is annoying me over here. I thought I had this check, but then he just moves his king. Now, is there any tactics? Let's... Maybe for him. Well, I want to put my knight on c8. But if I do it now, he has this check. So he's forcing me... Oh, shit. What the flipping hell was that, Williams? A blunder. Blundersville. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was trickier for me to play the position. I don't think my position was that bad, but it was trickier for me to play. And in Blitz, that's the key thing, isn't it? Whoever's position is easier to play will have the easier ride of it. All right. Well, I'll keep playing a little bit. I have a pawn and have ideas of winning this one. My opponent trying to simplify. That's a good idea. I don't really want to simplify. I think no, I'm down on time. Okay. Well, I think I will. I'll try one more game after this. And now he's just going to mate me. Okay, right. I'll try. Okay, I did say 2 losses. I lied, as usual. I'm getting the vibe now. Going to need to try to win a bit more. And now he's going for the same system. Now, this is quite a solid way for black to play. But it should be better for white, because this pawn here always gives me some space advantage in the position. And now I'm going to try to put a piece on g5. This is a good positional idea in some respects. Sometimes, I mean, the idea... Swapping bishops is good and bad for my opponent. It's good for my opponent in the way that he gets rid of a bad bishop, which is stuck behind here. But it's bad in the way that his king does become somewhat weaker when this bishop is exchanged. Okay, but I mean, I'm going to play normal, I think, normal moves. So let's just play here when he might be... Okay, actually, I'm going to play here because I think his idea is to go knight h7. And I want to meet that with knight e6 check. I want to keep that. And now I can play here just to keep control of this square. And what area of the board should I be playing? Well, I think now my next idea is to try to... I see a hole on b6. On the other hand, he's going for this move, of course. And then he achieves his aim. He's done all these maneuvers to stop my knight coming in. Oh, shit, I'm dropping that pawn check. That was just slack, wasn't it? Bishop takes bishop and then taking there. That was slack. That was very bad. I should not have done that one. Silly me. Okay, I mean, that, if I'd have got my knight into that square, absolutely fine, but I didn't manage to do that, so now I'm pawn down. Not one of the best Blitz sessions. Bit too early. I needed more coffee. It's, you know, I started playing before 10. Never start playing before 10. And you can sometimes tell, can't you, when things are not rolling? Well, I certainly can. Let's not give up without hope. I can still start punting over here. Let's do that. Well, then h4 drops. I can't drop that one as well, can I? Trying to look for breaks that I've got. All my breaks seem to weaken myself. f4, and he takes on f4, and I give him this square for his knight. g4, and then I drop this this pawn over here. So I'm not liking any of my breaks. But okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I want to try to get g4 in. So I'm going to have to move this knight in order to defend this pawn. I don't want to sit here passively. I'm going to try to do something. So let's get this g4. My opponent, on the other hand, it looks like he's trying to get his knight around to this square. So let's get this g4 move in. My knight horribly placed. And my opponent's trying to now open things up, which I was concerned about, in order to take advantage of that. But his king is also a little bit weak, so this is if I can get a couple of moves in, like my knight here, something like this. Okay, I'm gonna have to give this pawn, get my rook over. Maybe it's not terrible for me. I don't know, maybe it's just bloody awful as well. Maybe it's fuck a duck territory. Who knows? It can't. It maybe not great, is it? Well, it's not. No, it's not great by any means. Second pawn gone. Right, let's get them in. Right, I'm gonna have to turn on turbocharge now. At least my pieces are near his king. They seem to have a bit of potential, but don't want to allow the exchange of queens. Can I help that? No, I can't. Knight here to here. Let's try that one. If he tries rook here, I can put my knight on g5. The ending, I'm 2 pawns down. But it's actually, even though I'm 2 pawns down, it may not be so simple, that ending. That's why he's gone for this. But this also looked complex to me, because, like I mentioned, I'm managing to keep pieces on the board. Takes. I've got. Yeah, okay. This is still game on, I think. Just about. Let's just move away. Move out of the way for now. And I want to get my... I'd love to get my knight into f5 somehow. Get my queen to h6. Thank you! Thank you! You ask and it happens in life. There was absolutely no way in a million years that I thought he was ever going to allow that to happen. What happened there? That was some psychic shit going on there. You know, I'd love that to happen, and he played it. What the hell? I've never that was a bit weird. That was a bit weird. I mean, that was yeah. Okay, thanks, mate. Thanks, you heard me. That was very kind. Thank you for doing that, and you can resign now if you so wish. And otherwise, I don't know. I mean, it was looking bad, that one, at some point, but we fought back. We made it as complex as possible, and now he doesn't want to play anymore because he's doing what I normally do. He's gone and cried like a little baby. Okay, so on to another opponent. What should we try now? Let's try a Dragadorf. The Dragadorf is... I did a part of the collection we're offering at the moment at 50% off. So this this collection we're doing of over 100 hours of GingerGM DVDs, I do look at this opening, the Dragadorf, for about 4 hours, 5 hours in that collection. I look at the normal dragon as well in that collection. Just try and remember what you're supposed to do. I haven't played this for a while. What I tend to try to do here is get a knight into c4 with another knight defending it. So I'd love to go knight here, knight c4. Because then if he takes my knight, I get a knight there. And having a knight on that square is tremendous. Tremendous. It attacks his pieces, it attacks his king. So this is just part of the £44 thing that you can buy. And yes, a lot of people ask, do you take dollars? Yeah, we do. We take all currencies. And we do it at the normal exchange rate. So if you're from America, you can buy it. But this is just one thing. And not all the DVDs in the collection are presented by me. which may be a good thing. Some of them are presented by. We've got some other greats. Okay, now did I play that a little bit quickly? Okay, let's go in anyway. We've got Ivan Sokolov presenting, great player. We have Danny Gormali. We have Sam Collins. We have who am I missing? Like Nick Pert did Endgame DVDs. Gawain Jones, who I'm sure you all know is a fantastic player. We had a number of different authors doing this, so I think it's well. Obviously, I'm going to say that, but I think it's really worth the buck. Okay, now what am I doing here? Now let's stop playing so wet and try to attack him. Now I'd love to. Okay, he's going to go f5. He's got a simple idea. f5 attack. Well, what about I try and get my queen in? This is the one big piece that's not doing much. If I go here, I'm doing a nasty pin. And I've had a couple of games where the queen can squeeze its way into b4. And then this is why in the Sicilian, one of the main rules to remember when you're playing any Sicilian as black, he's going to play pawn here, isn't he? That's annoying. When you're playing any Sicilian as black, I forgot he had f6, you should remember to get your knight to c4. Now, I don't know if it's going to work here. It looks like my opponent's a bit quicker, doesn't it? Because he's taken and put his knight here, which is really something I don't want to allow happen, but I don't see any option. Queen here, f6, move I forgot. Takes, bishop f8. Bleh. Bishop h6, get rid of his bishops to b2 is weak. That looks like the best option. Okay, yeah, so like I was saying, what the Sicilian, if you get, this is what you need to do. Whether it works or not, in nearly every Sicilian, if you play the Najdorf, if you play the classical, the dragon, one of the key ideas is to get your knight to this square, because normally it generates some good attacking ideas. But my opponent is playing well in this game, as we can see. Now, he wants to open up this file. I don't want him to do that. Let's put my king here. It's looking, like I say, I don't like my position. I'm honest. Don't like my position too much. I'm hoping I'm going to land a clunk against my opponent's king over here. But I can't see that clunk at the moment. So, do I have a clunk? My rook is out of play. And my opponent taking advantage of that, of course, by attacking it. And I need to get a clunk in. And my opponent keeps playing moves that are, should we say, bloody annoying. And now he can actually win here. Okay, well, he keeps coming forwards. I hate it when they come forwards. And now there's some back rank problem here. Pawn takes pawn, knight somewhere. Looks disgusting, but can I defend with rook here? Doubtful, but I'm waiting for some... Oh, knight b3 is the move, isn't it? Knight b3. Knight b3. Do I have rook takes e7? Knight here. Am I getting mated? Am I getting mated? Am I? I kind of feel like I deserve to be getting mated. Am I? That looks pretty bloody near. He's played very well, isn't he, in this game? Can I defend? Can I attack? Check. Okay, here's the clunk. I knew there was a clunk. What a game this is turning into. This is a clunk and a half. Got 22 seconds left though. Now I've got at least a draw. But can I win this? Calculation. Can I win this position? I can't see it. No back rankers. No, my time is getting down. What about, can I try this one? You know what I'm like. I go all in for the win, even if it means I lose. That is a crazy idea. If he takes back rank, and I'm hoping I've still got his check, but I'm so down on time. I'm threatening to win his rook. If he takes my rook, do I have anything more? I can take check, take here, then back rank. So this could be brilliant, or it could just be just brilliant, I think. It's just bloody brilliant, isn't it? Bloody brilliant. Okay, let's do this. And I'm defending everything, so don't lose on time. I'm a rook up, and I have my rook coming around, surely. No, let's not let him in. Let's keep pushing. Don't lose on time. Don't lose on time. All position. Yes. Yes. That was a game and a half. That little move, knight to a3. I enjoyed that one. That's what I said. You gotta look for the clunks, haven't you? Now did I have an easier win then? Let's have a look. So bishop e4. Oh, rook d2. Oh yeah, I had queen c1. But you know, when you're short of time, you don't. Well, I don't consider these things. I'm not Hikaru Nakamura. Oh no, why am I playing someone so low? Oh, my settings are wrong. I'm going to do the naughty thing and abort. I set my settings. Let's just change them because that's a little bit too. You know, we want to have a game, and I mean, I know that's quite bad in some respects, but I want to play a title player if I can. Keep this roll going. Try to get to 2,500. Is this turning into a session? Who knows? Well, I've got to go and do some other work soon. But yeah, I was saying this. I'll talk more about this offer you've got, and if you go to the description, if you're still listening to this, in the description below the video, it will give you a link to this deal that I've got going at the moment. Over 100 hours of tuition by some great grandmasters, and it's mainly opening work. There's endings in there. It's a bloody good deal. It works out something like 40p an hour for grandmaster tuition in a very serious way, more so than here. Obviously, it's quite serious. Some people have said it's too serious, which I'll bear in mind for the future. But it's really aimed at helping you improve your openings and your chess in general. That's why, you know, it's taken serious. And I did it. It's a bit old now, but the openings are still the openings I play. And I did it quite a long time ago. And the interesting sort of thing is that the openings are still holding up very well. But if you look at the presenting, I kind of look like a different person as well. You know, my face is different. My hair is different, and I'm a bit thinner as well, I have to say. But it's quite funny to see the transformation over 10 years or so of what I've been doing. Well, I am searching for a game now. I'm not going to wait much longer because that was quite a fun session. It wasn't very good chess, I have to say. There was some pretty bad games in there, but there was some exciting chess in there. That last dragon game was quite fun. I must have been busted there at some point, but managed to come back. Well, it looks like no one wants to play me, so we'll call it a day there. A nice shortest Blitz session. I may try to stream later on today. It depends. I've got some things I just need to... So keep an eye out for that. But I'm aiming to stream a lot more after the new year in about the second week of January. Now, just to remind you again, and this is the deal that's going on. Load. Come on, load. Thank you. And here it is. It's the GingerGM collection. Let me just scroll down, and I'll give the link to that in the description. So it's basically over 100 hours of thing. It's only £45. It's half price, which I believe, there's the authors there. It's under half price, which is it's just a great deal. It really is. It's all the work I've done over the last 10 years of, you know, my like company, and it's digital download only, and you will certainly improve your chess, and there's some great stuff there, well worth getting.